Hey, gun people. Gonna talk about the liberal. Hang on, I gotta start my probation timer. I need a little ankle bracelet that I wear around with YouTube signature on it. That goes bzzz when I go over my 15 minutes. I'll be talking to you. My 15 minutes are up. YouTube got me. I'm on probation. So I wanted to talk about this political on how more and more sites and YouTube and Facebook, they're all talking about we got to stop the hate speech. We got to stop this negative speech. Basically what they're saying in code is we need to stop the conservative and the patriot movement, and we need to only allow them to hear our side, the left loony men need to use women's bathroom side, and if we stop them from giving good arguments against this, then nobody will question what we do as we destroy the country. And I mean, where's that damn, let that wasp come by me again, he's going to be gone. I'm going to have peed on me because I killed a wasp in this video. There he is. Hey, bud. Oh, he's dead. Oh, there. Aha! X1 for the wasp. Alright. Why is it that liberalism has allowed to flourish and destroy and grow into this crazy, this insanity of liberalism in schools? You can't say a prayer, you can't say I pledge allegiance to the flag, you can't even fly an American flag, you can't even wear a shirt with an American flag. We've turned war on the rebel flag because it's in our history, and now it's all of a sudden it's racist. So we can wipe that from the books, and we'll stop Amazon from selling it. And all our kids are going to go to liberal colleges with liberal professors that are going to tell them socialism is great and our country is bad, and the white man that developed this country is all mean, and the country should be, hung by its heels, and we're no good, and we should be more like the countries that are failing, like Europe, that's letting their borders open and have spent money and have made programs to where they're out of money and they can't do it and they're about to go bankrupt, and they can't develop or give up the promises that they promised, so now the people are rioting and everything's falling apart. That's what people are selling in this country, and I just don't get it. And so I was watching something and reading a few things, and I'm like, how did this get this way? Here's my theory. And I'm going to piss off. I'll piss off a lot of people. I'm going to piss off everybody that's got a kid. It's parents' fault. Oh, Rick, you can't blame the parents. You know what? I've said for years, if parents can sue when somebody kills their kid, then by God, we ought to be able to sue their parents when your kid kills somebody. If your kid goes to jail, you ought to go to jail. There has to be some incentives for you to raise your kids and not do shit, and you have to get some consequences for it. You can't keep playing, oh, you know what, I'm working, and I didn't know, and I thought my kid was good. I mean, we've made it to where supporting the kid blindly is somehow become a virtue. If my kid kills somebody, because they're my kid, I should somehow get up on a stand or in the public eye or in the media and say, he was a good kid, he was going to school, he was about to get a job, hey, I can't believe he did this, I'm so sorry. Yet no accountability. I get the time in front of the camera, I get my message out to make myself look good, but if the cops had killed that kid, you would be suing and gaining from that child. So again, our system is based on rewarding bad things and making doing the right thing and good things bad. Okay, I mean, you don't want to question the schools. You want to send your kid to public school. You want to get public funds. You want to get federal government run it. You want to let them push their liberal agenda. You want to send your kid to college and push them to be programmed. I mean, there was an incident that I was kind of thinking of, and this guy, I'm on Facebook friends with him. I met him. He's a ranger. He was an Army, military dude, pro-gun guy. Nice dude. Just a great, outstanding, good person. And he posts some shit on his Facebook sometime that I comment like, yeah, our country's screwed, damn government, this, that. Well, I posted something about they were bringing Muslims over and letting them through or finding them something, and I posted something like, you know what, they're just going to destroy the damn country, and, people are going to stand by and let these liberals do it. His daughter, with a different name, I didn't know it was his daughter, who was friends with him, saw my post and immediately attacked me with her typical liberal, dribble. You racist, you're a bigot, how dare you, those people have a right, blah, 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 blah. Just totally went off on me on this, making no damn sense, just repeating the shit she learned in college. And of course she went to college because her dad was in the army and got out and worked his ass off and made it easy for her to go to college to get turned into a damn liberal, respecting nothing of what he did or went through in order to give her better. And that's the problem with parents wanting to make it easier for their kids. All parents want to make it easier for their kids. I deal with my sister about that. I want to make it easier. I want them to have them better than we did. You know what? We turned out okay. Our country turned out okay. When we had tough childhoods, when we had tough times, we turned out okay. It made us respect the good times. It made us cherish things. And it instilled a connection of worth ethic and country and just doing the right thing. And I'm not a big religion guy, but God, religion was a big part of this country, and it's a good foundation for kids. I don't necessarily think it's a good thing to be forcing and jamming down everybody's throat, because then you get radicals on Christian and Muslim side that believe everything's connected to God, and I'm being ordered, and I had a dream, and I need to go kill these people, and I need to blow up these people, and I need to blow up this church. I mean, but the country, its parents have allowed their kids through, I have to support my child no matter what. I mean, this girl totally ripped on me, and she was totally wrong, and I know her dad was just like, where the hell is this my kid? I can't believe. I know he was frustrated that she did that. And you know me, I didn't know who the hell she was, and I fired back and went, you know what? You're a freaking dumbass liberal. You got no life experience. You're sitting around college, probably living on daddy's butt, getting some welfare. And I chewed her out. I go, you know what? You want to go get raped? You want to go over to Muslim? I said, you love them so much. Why don't you walk through their country and see how accepting they are of you? See if they're going to give you money and give you safety. And she came back, how dare you say you want me to get raped? And I bet my dad would not like you. And how the hell, who are you? And just total typical, you know, scratch too. Oh, that little guy's still moving around. He's a tough one. Damn it. That's what everybody thinks people with guns do. Damn wasp! Alright, so, you know, and again, do sometimes good parents have two kids, one turns out great and one turns out bad? Yeah. I'm not saying parents are at fault on all things, but for the country to get the way it is, parents have not educated their kids, have not taken enough importance in saying, you know what? Whatever you're learning, being told out there, you need to question, you need to critically think, you need to evaluate, and you need to understand how this country started. How we stopped because we were getting taxed and we were overrun by an oppressive government. You know, and the king felt like we were his subjects and they could come in our house and they could take our house over and let the military stay there when they wanted, and they could screw the women and they would eat for free and nobody could say anything. I mean, our country was in such a way when we broke away from this shit, and it caused men who built this country and made it, I know the woman would be like, well, there was women involved and we had just, whatever. I mean, just give me a freaking break. History is what it is. This country was started by hard-working men. They probably had good women behind them. They probably had good women advisors. They had good women supporting them, and that's all great and dandy, and they were partners. And it's not that the women are the greatest and the men are the greatest. Get off all that bullshit liberal mumbo-jumbo they try to program you. Our country was in such a way when we broke away that now, 200-some years later, everybody's forgot that shit. It's not being taught in schools. It's not being taught by the parents. You can't buy books. It's being suppressed on the internet. If you put it on Facebook, it gets squashed down to the low area. If you do something on YouTube like I do, they squash you down and say, you know what, it's not within community standards. What's community standards? If I run around with a penis saying I'm going to cut it off, grow tits, and I want to be a woman and use a little girl's restroom, that's okay with our community standards. But if I get out here and try to preach patriotism, all of a sudden I'm not within community standards. I mean, the shit's just upside down. And, I mean, I was just thinking about it, I'm like, it's parents. Parents have failed to maintain touch with their history and educate their kids about this country, what hard work is, how hard freedom is. Freedom isn't easy. I mean, we were the first country to come up with this concept of a constitution and freedoms. No other country did that. We were the big piece petri dish of experiments for freedom. And it prospered and it grew without liberalism and became the greatest country in the world, doing more good than everybody, the most powerful, protecting the most people. And what do? Liberals come around and go, you know what? All that shit was wrong. You got to follow us. I just don't get it, how a liberal can be so stupid and can't see the repeating of the footsteps on where we came from and where we're going with all the craziness in the world. I mean, I just don't get it. But I know I'd piss off a lot of parents, and I know I'm sure I'm going to get some feedback that, you know what, you don't know what it's like to have a kid, and you don't know. And you know what? I'm a firm believer that the laws, everybody ought to be pushing for a law. Either you can't sue when your kid gets killed because he's doing something stupid, or if you want to keep suing, then you're going to be liable when your kid does something, goes out and rapes, murders, burglarizes, burns down the place. Parents are going to be liable, and we're going to be able to sue you. Put some accountability and consequences into this parenthood, and instead of letting the government give you free money and you just pump out more kids so you can get more free money and not have a job, and then claim that the government's going to protect you and give you money and you're a government employee. What do we got? 96 million people not working. We got 300 million people in this country. 1/3 of the country isn't working, and you've got idiots out there saying how great the economy is, how wonderful it is under liberal leadership. Obama's done great things. He screwed up the health care. He's claimed victory on unemployment. He's claimed victory on the economy. And we're freaking got 1/3 of the whole population of the United States out of work or not in the workforce. I just don't get it. But you know what? Ask a liberal. They'll have all the answers on how great it is. You know, worry about who's using freaking what bathroom. All right, we'll end that there. That's my rant on why parents are to blame for their kids turning into damn liberals. We'll end that there.